In the morning of March the 7th, the Russian invaders fired a massive shelling of residential areas of Mykolaiv from Smerch multiple launch missile systems. The amount of victims is being updated, and firefighters are extinguishing the fires. However, the city stands the ground, as Vitaly Kim, the head of the Mykolaiv Regional State Administration, assures.
Наваливают хорошо, мы им тоже наваливаем. Все хорошо, не переживайте, город обороняется, сейчас враг убьется об стену. То есть все видим, все работает, нет времени рассказывать, все в порядке. Сидим в подвалах, гражданское население, военные работают. Четко, красиво и спокойно. Не переживайте, мы здесь работаем.
The defenders of Ukraine on the outskirts of Mykolaiv had to destroy a bridge to prevent Russian tanks from passing through it.
Ребята, мы переходим в наступление. Засранцы забрали, зашли на аэропорт наш Николаевский. Все остальное подбивали. Ну мы сейчас и оттуда их выпьем, и все будет хорошо.
Now, near Mykolaiv, there is a fierce battle. Longer range and accuracy. A catapult for a Molotov cocktail called Javelina was developed in Lutsk. The developer Pavlo Tsapyuk named his device in honor of the anti-tank complex Javelin and his native region, Volyn. The inventor promises to improve the catapult so that it emits a more powerful charge, and then move on to the serial issue of Javelina. So the locals are preparing to fight the Russian occupiers if they decide to go to Volyn. The 11-year-old Ukrainian traveled from Zaporizhia to Slovakia on his own. The boy crossed the border with one package with clothes, passport, and phone number written on his hand. He came alone because his mother had to stay in Ukraine. We managed to contact his relatives by phone number. The boy's mother wrote down words of gratitude.
Я Пісецька Юлія Володимирівна. Я громадянка України з міста Запоріжжя. Я багатодітна мама та удова. Я хочу висловити свою щиру подяку усім словацьким прикордонникам, усім волонтерам Словаччини, які прихистили мою дитину, допомогли перетнути їй кордон самому.
Volunteers warmed and fed the boy, and he impressed them with his determination of an adult. The Ministry of Internal Affairs of Ukraine reported that the boy was given transport to get to his relatives in Bratislava. With faith in victory, soldiers of the Ukrainian Armed Forces Orchestra played the national anthem near the shell crater in the town of Vasilkiv, where fierce battles with the Russian invaders are currently taking place. From the first day of the war, Russia has been constantly striking from the air. In addition to various types of bombs, the Russians fired more than 500 cruise missiles at Ukrainians. To intimidate the population, Russian aggressors chose peaceful targets, hospitals, houses, train stations, dormitories.
Europe is on the brim of a new nuclear catastrophe. This is Enerhodar city in Ukraine. The largest in Europe nuclear power plant is located here. Unarmed residents of the city came out to prevent the Russian occupiers from seizing the nuclear power plant. They understand that any damage to the plant will cause an environmental catastrophe, the next Chernobyl or Fukushima. It is no longer a Ukrainian issue. It is a possible threat for the whole of Europe and even the world. For the first time in war history, the Russian army has deliberately attacked a nuclear power plant. It is definitely an act of state terrorism. Even if the concrete walls of the plant will deter the impact, its transformers and turbines are defenseless against mortars and tanks. If they are damaged, there will be a leak of a radiation cloud, and only the wind knows where this cloud goes. Ukrainians defend their land courageously, but their strength is limited. The Russian army acts like terrorists, shelling hospitals, maternity wards, kindergartens, and civil neighborhoods. Putin's army will stop at nothing, even if it means a nuclear disaster. We live in a global world. There are no walls of sanctions or money that will protect you from this disaster. The larger ecosystem of the region covers not only the Black Sea and multiple rivers that run through Ukraine, but also dozens of European countries that are less than 1,000 kilometers away. The outcomes of the possible tragedy will be catastrophic. They will last for decades and cost trillions of euros to overcome, while every Ukrainian is defending Europe with their bare hands from Putin's evil intentions. What does the world do? Europe and Ukraine's allies must act as decisively as the Ukrainian people. Protecting and closing the Ukrainian sky is the #1 task to avoid this catastrophe, because radiation has no nationality and stops at no border.